Colleen, Conscious Wellbeing, and welcome to my next sequence. This is Mother's Day weekend, so my NAMAHA to all of you mamas. And yeah, let's do a little practice for some joy with all of that mothering, and not only to mothers, but the fathers out there, to grandmothers and grandfathers and all the people in between. It takes a village to raise a child in the best way possible. So my namaha to all of you, and let's begin. We're going to work with our fists today. Fists are a really potent, powerful way to bring into your yoga practice utilizing the arms. It kind of builds this beautiful architecture through the arms, and we use it for more of a purposeful kind of transition and asana or position, and also for direction. So we'll use fists throughout the sequence today and join in. Have two blocks. We're going to use the blocks more specifically at the end of this class. So let's gather ourselves. Take a moment just to sit. Take a few breaths. My dog Teddy is here, so hopefully he won't be barking too loudly. Take a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel like something inside of you, that energy, that tone, stands up, that there's purpose, that there's motivation. And as you exhale, feel something inside of you sit down. That something eases into a more relaxed, even stable positioning. And feel it as the overall energy tone of your body. So play with those two kind of sides to one energy complex. Breathing in, rising. Breathing out, settling, gathering. Pulling in towards your center or source, whatever you want to see it as. And then let's take one more breath like this. As we breathe in, now we'll raise the arms up. Bring the palms together in prayer. Exhale and draw down through your center. Gathering that energy through space. And pulling it in right into the center of the chest. Take a little bow and offer your practice any words of dedication or support. Take a breath into that intention. And let's begin. So we're going to come onto hands and knees to start. Really spread your fingers nice and wide. Knees are about as wide as your hips. And we're just going to inhale from a level spine. We're going to lift the tailbone, send the chest forward, and lift the gaze slightly without increasing any tension around your eyes. And then exhale, draw the navel in. Feel the tilt of the pelvis, tilting back. So bring the feeling of movement a little bit lower down into your pelvic area. And again, inhale, pelvis tilts forward and down. And exhale, the pelvis tilts back. Draw your chin in towards your chest, really press into your palms and widen space your upper back. Let's puff it up a little bit. And then level out the spine again. We're going to extend the right leg back. Stretch the right leg long, so really go back into the right heel. And then lift from using your right glute with the leg up. So your right toes point down, your heel points up. Stay here. Take the chest forward as you breathe in. Exhale, lean to the left side as you swing the right leg out to the side. So the right leg is out in line with your hips. Let's take another inhale to squeeze it up further. Squeeze up, squeeze up. And then as you exhale, step the foot outside of your right hand. So it'll be a little wider of a lunge, a lizard lunge, Uttanapishtasana. And then you can walk your left knee back if that feels comfortable for you. And then take an inhale And just lift the back knee, extend through the back heel now, the left side heel. And go forward through the chest at the same time. Exhale and softly tap it down. Okay, 2 more like that. Just waking up the length of the leg, inhaling. Go long. Exhale and soften. Let's do 1 more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap it down. We're going to stay on the back knee for this first twist. So lead into your left palm and start to sweep open and yawn and open. Feel like this nice morning stretch here. Open your chest up, reaching and breathing up into your right fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to lean a little bit more into your left hand. Let your left shoulder really fix itself against your back and just reach your right fingertips all the way to the back of your mat. Let your hips just kind of melt down a little bit, let them sink. And then we're just going to inhale, use the press of the left hand, use the legs to just arc the arm all the way back, reversing it back and forward. Press the palms down, step the knees back, just go back to child's pose. And keep the toes tucked and keep the arms active. And drop your head. Take a breath into the upper back of the lungs. Feel like that tissue. Feel that beautiful oxygen exchange. Exhale and settle. And then let's come forward. Again, neutralize your spine, level it out. Send your left foot back, tucking the toes, and really go long, gliding back through the heel, going forward and back a few times, just drawing out the length of the left leg. And then stay forward, press evenly into your palms and kick up the back heel, the left toes point down. Really try and use the glute muscle a little bit more specifically here to lift the leg, keeping the hip extended. And then lean to the right as you swing the leg out to the left. Pointing the toes forward, kick up the leg a little bit higher, squeeze it up using your outer hips and glutes. And then look to the outer left hand, and that's where your foot's going to step. And then just rearrange yourself as you need to, maybe pick up the back knee and bring it back a little bit, give yourself a little bit more space if that feels good. And anytime you can come onto your forearms here or use your blocks as a little stepping stone. And then we're going to inhale and again lift the back knee, extend. Exhale, softly tap it down. And again, inhale, pull into the length, forward and back evenly. Exhale, tap it down. 1 more like that. Breathe. Sweep the breath through. Exhale. Softly tap down and into your right palm. Lean your weight a little bit more over to the right side. And just start to take that simple twist, opening up like a nice morning yawn. Yawning, open the body, reaching up into the left fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to slowly start to lean a little bit more into the right arm, reaching the left arm all the way back. Maybe you kind of flip your toes out, facing away from you as you start to sink the hips down, reaching the arms back, keeping the arms very crisp and sharp, and then follow through, come back and forward. Plant your palms and step your knees together and go back to your child's pose. And then just fill up your back waist with your breath. Feel it funnel right into the band of your lower waist and your low back. Exhale, sink. Get the hips to feel heavier. Beautiful. And then come forward. Start to go long on your knees, waking up your abs, and then start to slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Bring the pelvis down, point the toes strongly back. Lengthen the legs back. Use the fingertips to drag the chest and the ribcage forward. Just kind of wriggling yourself, your trunk out of your hips and your legs. Increasing the length. So there's elongation and then there's a lift. Go forward through the chest, go back through the toes, soften your shoulders. Smile, inhale. Really drink in the breath, exhale, and come down. Lock the palms underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift the hips up and back. We'll find our first downward facing dog. You can have your knees really generously bent here if you like. And drop your head forward and down. You can pedal out the heels. Or maybe just a static pressing back is nicer. Feel your way around this pose as best you can and try to find the balance that's right for you. Feel the inhale go into the muscles that are elongating. And then bring your exhale into the muscles that support that stretch. So they're on the opposite side of the stretch, and they are the muscles that are contracting. Take another breath in. Follow and smooth your exhale out. Finding maybe that ujjayi sound. Look forward. We're going to take a step and walk up to our hands. Rising halfway up. And you can use your blocks or you can slide your palms under your shins. Lengthen the trunk forward. And then exhale. Dive over your legs. Let go of your head. Press into the ground. Root your feet as you rise up. Inhale here. Reach up, 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 up. And then bring the clasp of your hands together. So we're going to make that fist, and the right thumb will be on top for this. It's going to face forward for this one. So we're elongating. We're even pulling the arm bones close to the sides of the head. Kind of squeezing in towards your center and then up through the knuckles, through the fist. So lower your gaze softly. Find a point where you can rest your gaze on. Hold that, lock into that, but not tightly, not with any strain. Let it be a soft gaze. And then let your fists start to pick you off your heels. Pull up, navel firm. Turning back with the navel, pulling up through the arms. Keeping that focal point. And then as you exhale, start to let the arms float down to keep growing taller. Through your spine, through the crown of your head. And then reverse that. Let the arms float up and let your heels come down. Good. Pull into that stretch. Find the fists again. Right thumb on top. And then let go of your left fingers. So your right fingers are hooking down into the webbing of your left hand. Pull up, up, up with your left fingers and go left. Side bend. Keep going long through your left fingers and let that pull you into this beautiful side bend, opening up the whole right side body. Maybe even leaning the hips a little more to the right. And then inhale, come up through center. And then hook into that fist again. Now just release your index fingers. Pull up strongly and engage your legs. Lift your quads, lift your kneecaps. Look down with your heels and then rise up, pull up through your arms. Out through your index fingers. Let your gaze float past the tip of your index fingers. And then just start to pick up your chest, like your chest can float up to your knuckles. And then just let your shoulders and your arms go back from there. The only thing I want you to think about is just keep lifting from behind your heart, behind your chest. Just lift from there. Press your feet down and go back. Keep your eyes soft. Let's go one more time. Press the chest up and go back. Maybe the gaze floats back. And then slowly come out of it. Release the arms all the way out to the side. Bend the knees, if you like, to come into your forward fold. Just let go. Take a nice deep breath in. And we're just going to sigh it out hot and make just a gentle, maybe humming sound like Brahmari. So as much as we use those fists for strength and for purpose, we also always want to bring in that opposite side, that side of softness, that side of nurturing. That idea of letting go. And we're going to come on up on our inhale breath. We're going to do that sequence one more time. So this time, the fists again, left thumb on top. Okay, just to bring some balance in. And again, we're going to drop our gaze down and forward, find a little, maybe knot of wood or just something that you can just keep your gaze really focused on. And keep it soft focus, pull up strongly through the arms, wake them up, pull them up, purpose, intention through the arms. Let the knuckles pull up so much that you start to float off your heels. Go up, pull the navel back and in. Good, you need to strain from your core to keep your balance. Keep going up, and as you exhale, float the arms down to keep going up. Crown of the head keeps growing taller as the arms float down. Working with these opposite energy winds or movements, right? And then float the arms up and the heels go down. So let's do the fist again, left thumb on top. And then this time we're going to release the right fingers. Hook your left fingers on the webbing of your right hand, and then go up and over to the right side. Pulling through the right fingers, opening up the whole left side of the body. Even leaning a little bit to the left. Turning up that stretch a little bit more, and then come up, breathe in. Make the fist again, now release the index fingers in. Pull up. Let your kneecaps raise up. Let your quads firm up. And float your gaze up past your fingertips. And then pull your heart up. Again, almost like you're squiggling your trunk out of your hips and your legs. Go up through the chest, raise it up, and then go back through the shoulders and the arms. And then inhale. Every inhale raises it up a little bit more. And exhale, you lean back. One more. Inhale, go up through the chest. Exhale takes you back. Start to release the arms, take them out wide and come into your forward fold. Exhale. Make some sound, make a sigh. Make that Brahmari breath, maybe that kind of bee sound, that little humming sound. Very good for your brain. Kind of finding that kind of sinus cavity to create that hum, that vibration. And now let's take an inhale and come all the way up. Big breath. Palms together, exhale, palms to the heart. All right, so we're going to use those fists throughout the sequence. So starting facing forward, we're going to get the fists, right thumb crosses on top. We're going to inhale. We're going to pull the left knee up. Stay here, exhale. Now inhale, raise the arms up. Pull the left knee up a little bit more. Breathe in here. Exhale, lower the arms forward, but take the left leg out to the side. So it's like kind of an open tree shape. And then inhale, come back to center, rise the arms back up. Pull up. Pull the knee up. Exhale, fist down and forward, and open that hip. Let's really feel that external rotation. Let's do one more like this. Pull up, breathe in. Exhale, fist forward, direction, purpose. Beautiful. And then take the knee forward, and we're going to slowly start to step it back. So can we go back really slow here? Pulling the fist forward, leading the chest forward into that direction of the fist and go way back, landing on the left toes. And then keep the back heel lifted, and we're going to pull up. Arms go up and the back knee goes down. So we're not lowering the back knee all the way to the floor, just a little bit off the floor. And then use that exhale, the power of the exhale pulls you up, this drop down, and you squeeze everything up into your center. Let's do that again. Inhale, go down with the back knee, but go up through the fist. Exhale, squeeze everything in. Use your glutes, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your hips, squeeze your belly. Let's do one more. In breath. Squeeze out breath. Good. Bend into the right knee. We're just going to swing the arms out to the side. I'll just pretend I was doing it from here. So we're swinging out. We're paralleling the feet here. Good. So you're facing the side of your mat. Breathe in, pull through the fists, soften the shoulders down. Exhale. We're going to pull the fists through our legs, dropping the head towards the floor, keeping the knees bent. So we're not using momentum. We're not swinging and lowering. We're pulling slowly but strongly and purposefully through. Pulling the fists out to the other side of your mat, perhaps. Really use your navel. And then slowly inhale, release the hands down. And just take a forward fold. So you can start to straighten the legs as much as you need to here, or as much as you would like to. Drop the head down. Take a breath in. And breathe out. We're going to take a walk to the back of the mat. Turn your left toes to face the back of the mat. Flip off on your right heel. And then drop down on your right knee. Flatten your palms so they can flatten to your two blocks. And then just take a soft bow. Let's call this a soft lunge. Just let everything in the upper body hang forward over your leg. And then starting to energize again, press into the right palm. Let's go back into that twist. Maybe this time bring a little bit more energy into the right leg. So maybe lifting the right knee, lengthening back through the heel, opening up. See if we can kind of fix that left hip back, pin it back a little bit. Good. And then slowly angle the back foot, flatten it, and start to come up nice and slow. See if we can come right into warrior two, facing the back of your mat, soften the shoulders. Evenly reach through the arms. So your spine is nice and tall. But you sit down a little bit lower. Straighten up for a moment. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders, relax the gaze. Exhale and find it again. Maybe a little lower, a little deeper. Beautiful. And then reach up, straighten up, parallel your feet again. Tap the arms above you. Breathe in here. Exhale. We're just going to flip this warrior two to the front. Softening the shoulders, reaching out purposefully through the arms, out through the fingertips. Yeah, going a little lower, a little deeper if you can. Stay here for one more breath. Good, and let's reach back. Inhale. Good, exhale. Cartwheel your arms down. Flip off your back heel. Take your left palm a little bit out to the left. Pick up your left heel. And see if you can flip on to the opposite side of your foot. So you turn all 10 toes. You can wiggle your right foot so you turn the toes away from you. And again, we'll follow through with the right arm reaching up, lowering the hips, and reaching all the way back. Maybe using that press of the left arm a little bit more to pick up your chest and open it. Good, getting a little bit more of a stretch on that left side. Squeezing through the hips a little bit. You might really feel it there. And then come all the way forward. Turn your toes to face forward, plant your palms. We're going to step the right foot back. We're going to find our good friend, the plank. Okay, so this can always be a knee down plank or a knee up. You want to really firm the thighs in towards the bones. So really keep the legs active here. That's going to take up a lot of the strain off your arms, your shoulders. So those are the weak areas of your body, right? Your wrists, especially. So hold it here and wake up your toes, get them stronger. Go forward, lower down, maybe the knees tap down first. especially if you have a shoulder condition. You don't have to plow through that chaturanga into that up dog thing that we like to do, right? So take it easy, be a little bit softer, right? Resist that tendency. Inhale, lengthen, squiggle the chest away from the legs and the hips and come up a little bit softer through the arms and the shoulders. Now wake up the legs, get a little bit more strength from the legs, a little bit less from the arms and the shoulders. They do enough. It's all about balance. Let's take it down. Press into the palms. Let's go back to child's pose for that exhale, that initial exhale to just let go, empty out. Something inside sits down, settles, finds that ground. And then from there, we grow. Inhale, start to lift the legs, lift the hips, and go back. So we want some height in the hips, but we also want depth. So use the strength of your arms to get the hips to go back. And maybe keeping the knees bent, maybe hooking the rib cage on top of your thighs or towards the top of your thighs. But keep lifting the tail though, keep going back with the hips. One more breath wherever you are, take it in. And follow it out, smooth it out, haw it out, make some sound. Maybe you just find that internal sound, kind of ocean breath that we call ujjayi. Good, look forward, take a step, a walk, or maybe a hop up to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale and take your fold. Rise up and heel. Good, exhale, fist forward, purpose, right? Good, bring your right knee up. Good, inhale here. Right knee moves up a little bit more. Exhale, out to the side, that open tree. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open the hip. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, open. Good, come forward. And then slowly go back. Keep going long through the fists. Go forward through the chest. Go back through the leg. So we ease into this transition. We slow it down. We stay present. Toes down, keep the back heel up. This is our inhale. We pull the fists and the arms straight up as we lower down, almost touching the mat. And then exhale, we squeeze everything up. Good. Really let the arms give you direction. Inhale down. Exhale, pull up. Inhale down. Smooth that exhale. Get a little more powerful and soften into the knees. And we're just going to swing the fist forward. Parallel your feet to that opposite side of your mat now. Keep the knees generously bent here. And we're going to slowly start to tilt the pelvis down. Pull the fist forward. Go back through the hips. Go forward through your arms. Drop your gaze down. Keep it soft. Keep pulling back through your sit bones. Squeeze your outer glutes. Use them. Go forward through your arms. One more inhale. Get longer. And then exhale, softly release. Head down, let go. Take a nice releasing inhale. And smooth out with the exhale. Let the exhale just kind of wash everything out. Good, and then we're going to turn towards the back of the mat. Now I can't remember which side I started on, but anyway, so we're going to work towards the back of the mat. I think it's this way, yeah. You're probably right. I'm the one that's messed up. And then we tap that left knee down. We just take that little soft lunge forward over our leg or on the inside of the leg. Just soften your shoulders. Nice soft lunge here. Taking a moment. And then start to engage the press of the left hand. Reach the right arm up and then maybe engage the left leg, pick up the left knee, stand up through the back heel and heel open. Pin the right hip back. One more big breath here. Exhale and slowly start to take the back heel down. Yeah, we're going to come up to that warrior stance right away. Try to find the correct foot position before you even go into the transition. So the more you do this, the more you'll kind of get a feel for that. Again, that's that proprioception, that sense of where our body is in space. Keep the back leg firm. Gaze can softly look out over the right middle finger. Get a little more depth, but grow tall through the spine. Let's straighten up, turn the feet. Good. Big breath here. And then exhale, we're just going to flip it to the front. I did start on this side now. All right, I kind of remember. Yeah. Kind of. From the back leg. Find that depth in your pose. Stay here. Decrease any sense of struggle by focusing on your breath. Stay low to reach back. And then let's put the right hand down, a little bit over to the right side. So we're going to be a little bit generous with the positioning here. I'm going to flip the right heel up and then over, turning all 10 toes over to the left side of your mat, the opposite side of your mat, away from your body. Reach your left arm up and then take it, reaching long towards the back of your mat as you lower your hips, squeezing in there, scouring out that hip joint, leaning out of the right shoulder, and then reverse it all to come back and forward. You can always keep the back knee down just for that first initial one that we did, right? So our back knee was down. And then the palms forward. Step the left foot back. You'll find plank pose. Inhaling, exhaling, pop up your upper back, but really push the floor actively away. Go forward, go long, come onto your toes, strengthen them, and then use that as you lower down. You can keep yourself lifted or you can tap the knees down first, especially if you have any condition in your shoulders. You want to go a little softer, a little easier there. You can find up dog from your knees. You don't have to go through chaturanga to find up dog. So again, you're doing a little bit more service to your shoulders. And exhale, lift the hips, roll them back and find our down dog. Take an inhale through the nose. Out the mouth, side out, hum it out. Knees can bend. And then getting to the top of the mat any way you'd like. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale and fold over your legs, getting a little deeper maybe. Noticing if the backs of the legs are opening, getting a little more pliant, a little more softness into the tissue, getting a little warmer. And you can bring yourself a little closer. You can use yogi toe holder any way with your arms to pull your chest down and in. As the chest goes down, can you lift the tailbone up? Use your inhale to come all the way up to stand. Palms to the heart, exhale. Take a moment here just to reset, refresh, reevaluate, reassess. Just listen to yourself, breathe. Sometimes that's just all you need, is to kind of reconnect. Separate the work that's required from the work that's not required. That really is such a good mantra for day to day, for life. All right. Let's go back to the fist. Right thumb on top. Good. We're going to pull up. Breathe in. Good. And exhale. And we're going to bring the left knee up as the fist come down and forward. Inhale, go up. Exhale, fist come down. It goes out, opens out. This time we're going to find full tree. If you like, you can stay with the modification that we've been using. Otherwise, we're just going to close it up a little bit. Palms to the heart. And just stand down into that right leg. Don't let the right hip kind of collapse to the right, but pull it in so that you go up. You can even use fists here to pull up if you'd like. Beautiful, everyone. And then we're going to use the same fist to go back into that high lunge. So we're going to pull back. I'm going to start here facing this way, and I hope I remember this one. Lower down, tuck the knees down, keep the heel lifted. Go up with the arms down into the knees. We're just going to pull up once. Use your exhale, use the strength of that exhale breath to really find that sense of gathering in. Good. And then soften the knees to swing the arms out to the side. We're going to do a little breath practice using this. It's going to go like this. The inhale is here. The vigorous exhale is here. Out the mouth. So, ha breath here. Just really going to light up the whole corset of your abdominals. Let's do that a little quicker. Two more. And then slowly release down. Take a forward fold. Anybody who wants to go up into an inversion, this might be a nice spot to do that. Always kind of adding on to your practice. However and whenever you need that. Walking back to the back of the mat now. Turning the left toes. Rising up on your right heel. Just go right into that twist now. Pressing into the right arm. Lifting the left arm up. Pinning the left hip back. Good. Stay here for another inhale. Good. Exhale, flatten the back foot. Come up. Straighten the left leg for now. So we'll find Trikonasana for this sequence. Inhale. Lift the quads. Exhale, reach the hips and the legs towards the back. Reach everything above the navel towards the front. Good. Go long. And then lower the left fingertips on your shin. Anywhere below the knee. Rise the right arm up. I don't like to use blocks for Trikonasana because I feel everybody's more in a forward fold. In Trikonasana, they're worried more about getting their hand further to the floor, to their block, instead of letting that lift and that lengthening happen. Good. So separate again, work that's required from what's not really required, but maybe there's kind of something in your head that says that's what you're aiming for some reason. Who knows why? Let's come up, inhale, pull up through the right fingertips, let that lift you off your leg. Good. We're going to parallel the feet, take Trikonasana towards the front. Okay, so again, gather up the thighs. Inhale, nice and long through the spine. Take the exhale, offset the upper body from the lower body, and go long. The whole right side is gaining length, gaining more length, gaining more length. And then lower down, softly tap down. You don't want to dump your weight and use your left arm. Hold it here. Now, a little trick here is bend the back leg. Scoop the hip bones towards me, towards your monitor. And then slowly straighten the back leg again. That's going to bring a better line into this pose. So a lot of times the hips and the butt kind of hangs back. And again, there's more of that forward folding happening, but you want the sit bones to be underneath your shoulders. Beautiful. And then bend the back leg again, maybe rock on your right heel and sweep the left arm over your head. Play with that feeling a little bit. Good. And then slowly come forward. Bring the arm underneath you, set it out to the left, lean to the left side. Turn all 10 of your toes into that kind of reverse skandasana, whatever you want to call it, and then lean into it. Rise up. Take a nice deep breath here. Flip the toes to face the opposite way. Bring your right hand down out to the side. And then just slide your right foot, maybe out on the diagonal and find fallen triangle. Inhale. And we're going to bend the right knee. So we're going to bend into that front leg. Lift the chest. Exhale, sweep the arm over your ear and bend into the back knee, just like what we did in Trikonasana. Go forward and back. Good. Bring a little joy in, a little play in here. Otherwise, just come down if you need to. One last exhale. And bring the palms down. We're going to take that right foot back and bring it into a down dog. But the right foot is going to be in that figure four positioning for down dog. And bend deeply into the left knee as the hips go back. Take a breath in. Really push the hips back, really angle them back. Good. And then step the feet together. Down dog, classic. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Good. Look forward. Take a step, a walk, or a hop. Inhale for length. Exhale and take a fold. Rise up. Take a big breath here. Left thumb on top. Find those fists again. Exhale. Right knee goes up. Inhale. Arms up. Leg out to the side. And then we'll find that tree. So find your classic tree pose. Remember, you can always bring this to a wall if you need a little bit more support. A lot of times balance is more the inner ear, your whole vestibular system. So just be aware of that. It's not always that, you're weak or, there's something wrong with you, but, it's just some things are off in certain places. So give yourself the support that you need. So find stability always first in any way you can. You want to give your body more of the sense of that than any type of struggle for some idea of what you should be doing. Stay with yourself where you are. Again, present moment, everyone, right? Be present. One more breath. Pull the leg forward, and then we're going to go way back. So fist forward as the leg steps back. Go nice and slow. Slow yourself down. Good. Drop up with the arms down with the knee. Exhale, pull and gather and squeeze it all in. Soften the knees, swing the arms out. You'll be on the other side of your mat. We're going to inhale, pull up. Exhale, we'll find that vigorous breath out. Okay. You're gonna go into that ha breath a few more times, finding the rhythm that feels natural for you, not to feel forced. Last one. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna sweep forward. Right, bring the hands down. Keep the back knee up, and we'll find the twist now to the right side. And the right hip back, reach the right arm up. Nice big breath here. Flatten the back foot. We're gonna slowly find our triangle pose. Straightening the front leg. Ensure you track the knee forward through the front toes. So knee and toes always in the same direction. Go up, gather the energy up, tone the legs, go forward. Upper body forward, lower down, light tap, inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Poke the hand in through the arm to let you lift off. Turn the feet, all 10 toes face that way. So we're paralleling the feet again to go back to the front. Triangle pose again to the front. Lower body to the back of your mat. Upper body reaches long, goes to the front, so lower down. Soft hold. Reach the right arm up, bend the back knee. Take a moment just to readjust those sit bones towards me, squeeze them towards me, and then straighten the back leg again. Good, a little bit more refinement in the pose. Good, keep the legs engaged. Good, then let's try a little bend in the back leg and a reach with the top arm. If you want to play with lifting the toes, you don't have to, just play with anything that feels right to you. How about that? And then come up, nice and long. Come up, big breath in, and then exhale. We're going to bring the right hand down, a little bit further out to the side. And then spin your feet. So they'll be going to the opposite side, whatever side you have reached towards, you let their hips. Lean down towards the mat, reaching the arms back. And then you come all the way around. Good. So flipping the toes more towards the opposite side, walking the left hand a little bit further out, give yourself a little bit more of a generous kind of distance. And then pressing into the back foot, you want to slowly slide out your left leg. Right out from underneath you. So it might not be perfectly on an angle. And then maybe your back knee also has to come down here, and that's fine. So whatever you need to do to support this pose, lean back, open up. And then maybe start to bend into the forward leg. A little bit, kind of like a lunge that's off center, and then go back into the right leg, bend into the right knee and sweep the arm overhead. Just like what we felt in that triangle pose, and go back and forth again. Pick up from behind your chest on that inhale, then back into the hips on the exhale. Let's do one more. Exhale here. Good, hands down. Take a moment just to readjust that left leg into a figure four, and then go back into your down dog. With a deeper bend of your right knee, but keep the hips just drawing back, finding that depth. Take another breath in. Breathe out, unwrap the leg. Classic dog pose here. Just find that balance. Breathe into it. Come forward. Tap the knees. And let's sit down on the shins. Nice job, everybody. Take a moment. Release your shoulders. Big breath in. You can also sit on blocks in this position if you like. Big breath in. We're going to work on the prone back bends. So we're going to come down onto the belly. These are the most supportive, really nourishing back bends for your spine. Bringing all that blood flow in through all of that, all of those nerve pathways. So let's start with just bringing the chest down and forward, bringing the palms back and down. Soften the shoulders a bit. So try not to use the momentum of the shoulders. Use more of the legs here. So point strongly back through the toes. Just let the legs lift off. Come forward through your chest. Wiggle the chest forward and then let it lift up. Maybe the arms float up. Go up with the limbs. Go forward through the chest, back through the toes. Go up a little higher. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Exhale. Make a pillow. Big breath into the band of your lower waist. Let's do one more. Repetition. Arms back. Fingertips down. Draw the shoulders up if they're really completely clear of tension. And then start to wake up the legs. Gather the energy through the thighs, back through the toes, pointing them strongly back and let them float off the floor. Good. Squeeze up. Use your glutes. Go forward through your chest. Maybe your arms lift up. Send back through your fingers. Maybe you make that strong fist here for Shalabhasana. Go back through the fist. Go forward through the chest. One more. Inhale, lift the legs. And take your exhale and soften everything down. Deep breath in. One more. Let's make a nice humming sound as we go on that exhale breath. We're pressing into the palms and we're going to find our seated pose. We'll work with Paschimottanasana. Using the pull of the fists. Up through the fists. Soft with the gaze. Soft in the jaw. Down into the sit bones. Wake up the legs. Firm the thighs. And then pull the fist strongly forward. So angle from the hips. Angle forward from the hips. We want to find the hinge of the hips. Go forward. Go long through the fists. Pull your chest over your legs. Slow it down. And then whenever you can, hold on to something. Take an inhale. Pick up your chest as you breathe in. As you exhale, elongate your chest towards your toes. Let that be your exhale breath. And then just fold into that. Inhale, let the inhale pick you up, lighten you up a little bit. Exhale goes forward through the chest as you go back into the fold. Maybe with a little bit more length. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale, lengthen your low back. Go long and fold. And then stay for a breath here, wherever you are now. Just use the breath to refine it. Make that little humming sound as you breathe out. Feel tension can be washed out through sound, through vibration. Inhale. Roll up through the fists. Exhale. And we're going to start to come down. So kind of measure out where you need to be with your hips and have your knees bent or straight. And go down, pulling the fists towards your feet as you go down slowly. So turn on those internal brakes. Turn them on. Turn them on. Turn them on. Scoop the belly. Anchor your tailbone. Turn them on. Turn them up. And slowly lower yourself down. Nice job, everybody. Just release. Inhale. Make any funny sound. It doesn't, who cares? And then bend the knees. We're going to scoop the blocks, so have them close by. You're going to use them for your feet, so make sure that you can get your feet fixed on the top of those blocks on the flat side. We're going to use the flat side, of course. And then just make sure you can reach for the blocks, like your fingertips can scrape them, and then start to engage your thighs, your hips, your glutes, and start to lift up. And so you feel a little bit maybe more roominess here. And just notice what you feel. Just take a moment or two to assess what you need to do. And for most of us, we definitely could use to probably walk our right and our left shoulder blade closer together underneath. So start to wrap your outer upper arms below your chest, underneath your chest and your upper back. Yeah, get them close. Stay here for a breath in. Push down into your blocks, squeeze your butt, and open up the front of your thighs. Bend your elbows. See if your hands can kind of wrap around the outer glutes, the outer hips, right? And then you can sit your hips down on the cup of your hands. Make your upper arms strong like legs. And then either stay here, or you can start to use that hold as a little bench to lift into this supported shoulder stand. Keep lifting up from behind your heart, so that dome of your chest keeps raising up, almost opening up like a little parachute. So there's space. Give yourself the breath that comes in to that space. You can stay here as long as you want. Or you can start to let the legs go over. Reach for your blocks now. Kind of press into your blocks with your fingertips to pick up your toes and let them start to go a little further back. So you might just use the press on your blocks to get yourself a little bit further back into a Halasana, cloud pose. You keep that press happening through the engagement of the arms, especially the outer upper arms. You can lift up the hips a little bit more and get a little bit more of that stretch where you need it along your spine. Feel your breath more into the back ribs and the back waist in this pose. Try not to notice how the breath is limited in the front of the body, but let the breath be more available in the back body, and let yourself feel that. Take one more breath here. Replace your hands to come back up through your supported shoulder stand. And then exhale, start to slowly lower yourself down, scoop the belly. And this time you're going to grab one block and you're going to use it for just a supported bridge now. So you're going to bring any size to that block. So this could be the flat size, the middle size, the middle height, or the highest height. If you come up on your heels, you might like the feeling of that. So the block is holding the chest, and it brings the whole heart opening into the pose without you having to really use your strength to do that. So it's just a nice way to feel a back bend come into your body without so much strain happening at the same time. So it just allows yourself to just breathe into it. And that's what you can concentrate on here, is just that breath, that flow of breath, that ease of your breath. The more you kind of stay with your breath and partner with it, the smoother, the slower, the easier it becomes. It becomes so light. Sometimes you don't even feel like you're breathing. Let your hips heavily descend into the feeling of that block. Let that block absorb the weight of your lower body. And then you're going to slowly start to squeeze up. So let this be this active bridge to come out of the supported bridge. Remove the block and slowly lower yourself down. Nice and slow. Scoop the belly at the very, very last bit, right, as the tailbone and the sacrum descends. Beautiful, everyone. And then have your blocks just kind of outside your mat on either side. We're going to inhale and just lift the legs up. Exhale, we stack the legs over to the right. Let the legs land on your block, and then, position your block in a way that it catches more of the calf. So the softer tissue then landing on your outer knee where you hit the bone. So try and just be aware of that. Make it feel comfortable for yourself. And then let your right hand rest on top of your left leg, and then push down into your left leg. Pick up your right arm and your right shoulder and walk it out to the right side a little bit, and then lower it down. And then see if you want to do that again. So what you're aiming for here is the whole upper back to be completely supported by the floor. You want the feeling of the spread of your upper back through the shoulders, through the upper arms to be supported. Okay, so let's do it again. Press down to lift up and wiggle it away from you and lower it back down. And then this time, maybe your gaze can just float over your left arm, left shoulder. There might be a little bit more ease in that opposing turn of the gaze and the neck. Take a breath in and breathe out. Breathing into the back of that left waist, the left rib cage. Breathing out, let everything settle. Let's use the inhale as a way to transition. The legs lift off. The exhale will bring the knees over to the left side. Let them land on the block. The left leg will land on your block, right leg on top. And have your left hand on top of your right leg. Just for a moment here. Notice if you turn your gaze to the right, it might feel like there's not enough space. So it might not feel that easy, or it may not feel right for you. It might feel a little snaggy in your neck or your upper back and shoulders. So what we're going to do is, again, press the hand into the leg, pick up the left arm and shoulder blade and walk it out to the left and lower it down. You're going to notice that there's a little bit more ease as you turn your head to the right side. And then just see if you want to do it again. Maybe you're already good. Maybe you can just use a little bit more space and room so your whole upper back feels supported. There's nothing that's kind of floating off the floor that's kind of screaming for support but not getting it. And then you can really relax into this beautiful posture of release. A softer twist, gazing out over the right shoulder and beyond. Breathing into the back of your right waist, the back of your right rib cage, letting the lung tissue inflate towards the inner ribs. Breathing in and just allowing for that beautiful exchange of oxygen, reoxygenating the blood, and just waking up that whole energy factor in your body. We're going to come up with the inhale, and then as you exhale, since we have the blocks today, you can just find Shavasana, bringing the soles of the feet together, widening the knees apart, and then aiming the corners of each block just right above the knees. So again, we try to avoid having the contact of the bone, the bony parts of the bony joints against a harder surface of blocks. Especially I have the cork blocks, which are pretty heavy, pretty hard. We like that for some things, but not everything. And then just press down into your elbows to pick up the back of your chest, the back of your rib cage, and gather your shoulder blades just gently behind your chest to lower back down so everything feels supported. If there's too much of a kind of arc in your low back, there's too much of an arch there, that can cause strain also. So you can pick up your hips and lengthen your tailbone away and then land the hips again. See if that made any amount of difference. Notice if there's any strain in the neck. You might want to pick up the back of your head and lengthen the head away from your chest and then lower that back down. So we just kind of even out the curves of the spine. We still want the curvatures, but we don't want anything to be strained. Stay here. Of course, this can be a full Shavasana if you like, with the legs outstretched. Just happen to like this position, especially since we have blocks, or I hope that you've had blocks for your practice today or any type of approximation of that. And then just allow yourself to slowly follow in your next exhale breath. Let it be a little bit more elongated. Let it be a little smoother. Stay with that attention on the breath as you breathe in. Let that inhale be smooth. Stay with that attention again as you breathe out. And if you have the facility for lengthening your exhale breath, please allow that to happen. That just further quiets the nervous system and takes us out of that fight or flight range into the rest and relax range. That's exactly where we want to be. Let your body feel this full, beautiful rest. Invite the energy of healing into every cell of your body. Into all of the brokenness, all of the wounds, the hurts, the scars. Let all of it breathe. Maybe exhale. We can use the exhale as finding a window into that forgiveness. Let the exhale be a forgiving. Maybe I need to ask for forgiveness to someone or some beings. Let me guide yourself into that. And if you need to forgive someone, and you can't find your way there yet, then forgive yourself. Just forgive yourself. Because you're just not doing it. And it's okay. And don't let the person you are today judge or reprimand the person that you were yesterday or in your past. And forgive yourself for that. That's where the suffering comes in. And that is suffering. It doesn't have to be there. That is imposed on us by us alone. So I want to thank you all for joining me. And again, all of those mothers or all of those that have done their mothering or their shared mothering. They come in all sexes, shapes, and sizes. And my gratitude goes out to each and every one of you. I lost my mother 2 years ago, and I miss her every day. They're so important. Mothering is important, and we do the good work. We do God's work with mothering. So again, my namaha to all of you. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.